Hi, I'm Dr. Tiffany Manuel, and I'm so excited that you are interested in this issue of intersectionality. The article that I wrote for the volume is really about how intersectionality shows up in public policy as one of the more applied academic disciplines. And what I wrote about essentially was the fact that public policy, with its sort of desire to be somewhat reductionistic, to reduce things down to a set of very concrete problems that are specific to very specific communities or places and things, can often take us off of the journey that I think is much more helpful, which is to see people and conditions and the social location, right, of where our work is centered in a much more dynamic, wholesome, and fulsome way. And so I wrote this paper about how does one live the good life, which is what I put as the title. And I titled it that in part because public policy is always asking that question. How do we, in our societies, no matter where we're located, figure out ways of individually in our communities and collectively across nation states and across boundaries across the world, get to the point where we can live into the fullness of the lives that we want. And what I will say to you is what I have found in my academic work and also in just my personal life is that the only way we get to conditions that are much better, not just for women, not just for people of color, not just for folks who are differently abled, not just for those, right, who may have these strong kind of intersectional identities, but for everybody, right, is by recognizing the fullness of what we bring to our communities and to our lives. So I wrote this about this piece, really challenging, I would say, my colleagues in public policy to really think about the ways that intersectionality or an intersectional lens could be and needs to be even more thoughtfully woven into the work that we do. And I would say, I wrote this paper almost 10, maybe 12 years ago. And I would say that not only are the findings still evergreen, but they're probably even more relevant today than they were when I wrote them. The conditions that we see around the world are calling even more, right, for the kind of intersectional lens that all of the authors in this volume are talking about. So I invite you to read the paper. It talks initially about the sort of early beginnings in public policy, about how intersectionality as a lens was being brought into the field. It talks about the ways in which that has been centered in a couple different areas. I talk about family medical leave as one area, and also women's leadership in terms of public policy and politics, and how intersectionality really plays a part in that. And then I really speak to, I think, what I hope is the future, which is young scholars are coming into the field and challenging the very notions of what it means to be these sort of singularly focused folks, these sort of thinking about people in sort of one-dimensional terms, that we're challenging that and forcing our discipline to do the work, to do the hard work, to see folks as intersectional, and to bring along the appropriate methodologies that allow us to see folks in the way that they truly are. So I'm so excited that you are looking at some of the articles and some of the scholarship in the volume. I look forward to having some additional conversations with many of you who are excited about what intersectionality can bring. And I look forward to talking with you about how we together can challenge folks in our discipline to lean into intersectionality even more. Thank you so much for watching, and I can't wait to talk to you soon. Bye-bye.